Good evening, folks. This is Darth Rabbit 07, freshly back from vacation, severely jet lagged, but we're having some fun on vacation, looking for this next pickup. And thanks to my good buddy Ultramegatronus for letting me know it was live on the Target website. So I got a hold of the Ghost finally. But enough of all that. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, all the stuff down below. Thanks again for all those who have been turning into my channel. And now that I'm back from vacay, let's get back into the review. And then there's the Ghost, and I'm so tickled to have this. I was looking for it in Anchorage. It was like, I want to say Sunday the 14th, the day before I went on the cruise, and I was trying to figure out how to strategically place this in my luggage. I just don't think this would have fit in the suitcase with everything else that was going in there with it. You have motion activated lights and sounds. It's Series 3. It's in its own class. I think Assault class. I don't know if there's been any more of those. You got the hologram. You got the stuff and things that you can do with it all around the box there. So this thing has authentic lights and sounds, lights up gun turret viewpoint, light up cockpit viewport, authentic startup sound effects, cannon firing sound effects. It has swiveling gun turrets, starfighter attachment on sides. So I'm really looking forward to that bonus set of this a little bit later. Phantom attachment on the back, which I got lucky and bingo, there it is. Then removable hatch reveals engine room. Removable panel with fully detailed interior. Front ramp flips down. Includes 4 micro figure accessories. Cockpit sits up to 6 micro figure accessories. So you got the whole crew from Rebels, except for Chopper and Ezra, which came with the Phantom Shuttle. So there's Geb and Kanan and Sabine and Hera. So you got all of the Phoenix Squadron crew together inside the Ghost. Boom. And then you got front lamps flip down, includes 4 microfigures. I'm actually recapping some stuff. Cockpit sits up to 6 microfigures. Crew quarters sleeps up to 8 microfigure accessories. Common room seats up to 4 microfigure accessories, authentic scale, and detailing. I mean, this thing is loaded with features, guys, as it should be at a $60 price point. And I was not expecting this to be this big. And I kind of feel like the Phantom Shuttle might be a little small. Let's get it out of the box and see how this stuff stacks up. And I do happen to have some batteries. I think it takes some AAA action there. I'm trying to look on the box to see if it says it. And pause and scan here. If you're looking in store for this big beast of a box, it should be sitting on most bottom shelf space. Target has a place for it. I did get a picture of that when I was on the road trip Tuesday. And then the guy's like, we got 2 in store, and I just want to hold one in hand, but he didn't find it before we had to leave and get back to the Airbnb in Vancouver. The West Coast was crazy awesome for me as we just went on an Alaskan adventure. Trip of a lifetime. Had really good weather while back here on the east side of the country. I heard stories of it pouring the rain. It was supposed to pour up there. So I'm kind of grateful we had that little turnabout. Yes, fair play. If you have been on an Alaskan vacation, guys, and the Inner Passage and all that stuff, and I highly recommend that. Let's see if this is also highly recommendable as well, coming back off the vacation. So what all does the Ghost come with? It got these instructions, and it's got more play features and all this stuff. Shows the figures off once more again. You have a backdrop that you can do some, picture taking photos and add it to whatever you need to. We have Zeb, we have Kanan, we have Sabine and Hera on the blister. And of course, they got their holograms on the back of that. Love this always. And then the Ghost itself on the turntable with its front hatch open. I think that's the way it was viewed in the first episode of Rebels. Whenever it was open, it had this front hatch open down here. And it is extremely well detailed throughout. So that will raise up. You can see that we have some bend there in the front guns. I'll have to get the hairdryer trick to come out and take care of that. But it's got that pivot point there. Getting into the more details there, you can see it's got a nice black wash throughout the whole shebang, guys. And we're just going to flip it over onto its belly. Let you see it's got the landing. It's got a landing claw here that's always kind of just out there, but well detailed, severely blackwashed, but it looks outstanding, guys. As you keep going across the bottom there, you got the retractable claws. I love that you got that. This thing is one mighty fine piece of modeling engineering, and it's got the rear thrusters there on the aft. You got the docking port for the Phantom shuttle. If you found that, then it will utilize this stuff and make lights and sounds. Once you plug the lights and sounds up with the bottom of the ship, there's the hatch for that, and it takes a Phillips head screwdriver. And going all around, you got the docking stuff that we'll get into here in a little bit. You got the upper turret that will do a 360 around. It's kind of not easy to slide around, but it also angles up 90 degrees and does all the other good stuff. It does open and let you put a micro figure in there. And thusly, it doesn't have any blackwash on that whatsoever compared to the rest of the ship. And I guess you got places for other stuff and things. And this whole piece will come off to reveal a very, very beautiful inner layer with the blackwash there, just looking really magnificent. And then you got some rooms here. You got Sabine's room. I'm gonna try to get it in here. You got Sabine's room. I want to say Cannon's room, and one of these is Hera's room. I think it's this one right here is Hera's room, and then Zeb's. Zeb's is. Anyway, I'll look at the instructions again just to get that all down pat. You got nice blackwash detail throughout. I kind of wish these doors would have like a open-in feature, slide forward feature. You got the main deck hall there. You got the hallway that connects whenever you do the port stuff. And these things do pop out, flips over like so. And you got a landing claw for Y-wings. If you have a Y-wing available, you just need to pop out the pit droid or the astromech because it utilizes this space here to actually dock. This compartment's supposed to come open, but it's giving me the horrible. It's supposed to be like one of those hidden compartments, but we'll pause there. Get back to the docking. Plugs up and docks just like so in that, and then you just push that button to also free the Y-wing up again. So there's that, and you can hear the lights and sounds because I accidentally hit the buttons, which is really, really awesome itself. We'll go through those features in a minute. The only kind of bummer thing is that if you don't have it on an upper landing platform like this turntable here, you will scrape and bump whenever it gets down to it to land it. But henceforth, I got that going on. I love that power down sound that you just heard. So there's your spin around with one Y-wing. There's a pack coming. It's nicely blackwashed. It looks like they got the same memo there, but when you go to dock the Phantom shuttle, the Phantom shuttle looks seriously devoid of any of the same paint wash that. So you're going to get a Gundam marker or the best thing and go through and panel line this thing up. You got Ezra in there. You got Chopper in the top doing his thing, doing Chopper things. I love this. This is so cool. And then you can also have him actually angled forward. Chopper's in there, but good. And I love that he's got his little pew pew going on. You got some more rear pew pews off the back end of the shuttle there. And there's that rubbery stuff that keeps getting a little bit bent. Ezra in the back. We're just forgetting the rest of the crew. Let me get them on board. The crew of the Ghost looks absolutely fantastic together as we go and close down the lid and have them show off through the cockpit there. Oh my gosh, this set rocks, guys. I don't know why this is not focusing in on it that good, but there we go. There's what they look like all aboard the Ghost. I mean, looks just fantabulous together. I got to close that rear cockpit real quick and do one more spin with the Y-wing on board. So I'm looking very forward to getting that set. I think it's a battle damage version of it, and then this thing comes and likes to fold up. But anyway, this looks amazing except for the lack of the black wash on the Phantom shuttle and the bent little turrets there. So there's all that going on. And I've actually got a little piece sticking up right here. I need to get that fixed. Man, this thing is so very cool as you hear it power down, and I just can't get over how cool it is. That's a little jarring still with the Phantom Shuttle there, and I wonder if they'll do the Phantom Shuttle 2 there. Can't wait to see what happens with that. Kind of wish this would actually fold up in a way, and I think it in the show these are extra set of engines and it fit in the back there. I could be wrong. It looks like it could fit either way, but in actuality, this is in the way and won't do that there. Man, this thing is so cool, and I would definitely have not been able to gotten that into the suitcase. It's just too big for traveling to Alaska or getting in Alaska. It'd have been awesome if I could have done it, but it was street date locked anyway, and it was not even the same store that I was in. It was in the North Target in Anchorage. So, man, I just can't get over how cool this is. I'm so geeking. Can't wait for the HasLab version, but this will do for the time being. And I'm going to run through those lights and sounds here now. We're going to press this button. And you get the start up, and then when you pick it up, you can tilt, and you get the different sound effects as you go through there. If you shake it, you get that shield sound, and you get some deflections. If I do it really quick, yeah, so you get all that kind of crazy. So that's pretty cool. You get those bell sounds. You can move this around. There you go. Boom. And then it's like if you press this other button, if you hold it down, you get rapid fire, which is cool. If you press it once, you get one single. I don't know if you do anything holding it wise. You did another sound altogether. I don't know if you hit both of them together. Looks like you get the warp speed, and you do get those lights there. And it's gone, baby. I love this. There just should be more lights and sound. If you go up like this with the back end, you go up fast, you get the lights get brighter back here. So that's really cool that it does that. Just very, very, very nice. Like a kid in a candy store for the first time, Toys R Us. I'm just really giddy to have this, and I don't want to ever grow up. Let's pull that cover back off the top of this and get the crew in there. And I also forgot to show off that whenever you do this button, you get some lights and sounds in there. You get cockpit lights. So, I don't know if you can see it down in there, but you can open it up and you get that. I don't know if it does anything there, but there you go. Man, that bent. This bentness like gets me aggravated. I don't know what the heck that is, but fuzzball. Went something going on. All right, now let's get that cover off and let's get the crew into their quarters. And I almost forgot that whenever you do the lights and sounds and you go to take this off, you get the undocking sound effect and take off of that. Now we got to pull this off of here by lifting it this way. Here is Hera in her quarters. There is Zeb in his quarters. Kanan in his quarters. And Sabine in hers. And her graffiti just looks really, really freaking awesome in her quarters. I mean, that is something else, guys. The attention to detail is phenomenal here. And we're just going to pull her back out because she just likes to fall over. But very, very awesome all the same. Just looks super fantabulous. So with all that said and done, I'm going to get the cover back on here. Only thing I can't seem to get done is I can't seem to get this bad boy to come up off of there, and I don't want to break it. So I love that it's got the little thing like the Falcon. It is Corellian after all. And we're going to get this thing in some final... Oh, that also lights up in there. So there's that. Very, very cool. Let's get into some final thoughts, guys. Bringing this Phantom Shuttle in for one more landing, just to let you hear the docking sounds. If I can get this on there the right way. And that is so very, very cool. Let's get into some final thoughts. Some final thoughts on this set here. I mean, This is awesome. I wish that the Phantom Shuttle would have gotten the same kind of detail or even been included into this for the price that it is. But it is what it is, as they say. There is another set, a battle damage set, coming, I think, in October. That's going to have 2 additional Y-Wings with their pilots, this crew, and the Phantom Shuttle already with it. So, like, it's got 3 ships extra to this or whatnot. You know, all about merchandising, guys. The quest for more money. So glad this is not an exclusive that I know of. I know that Targets have had them in for like the last month, and they've been sitting on them because of street date of the 21st, and that passed while I was on the tail end of vacation there. I tried going to a Target in Bellevue, Washington. It was like the last Target going up I-5 corridor before you cross into Canada, because there's no Targets in Canada that I could tell. And yeah, that didn't happen. I didn't get to hold that box in hand, but thanks to my good buddy Ultramegatronus, I was able to order this a couple of days before I headed home, and bam, it was here today. So that just made me overly. Actually, it was Tuesday. The Tuesday we were on the road trip, I purchased this, and boom, it's here today when I, got home, and it was here today after I got back from my route for the first day back at work. Anyway, highly recommend, especially if you're a fan of anything that's Star Wars, especially the original trilogy, as these guys are the backbone of the rebellion there. And I absolutely love Rebels. It took me a long time. Shame on me for not watching it before I did. My kids watched it, especially my son. He was in the Clone Wars and in between original trilogy and the Clone Wars stuff. It's that whole series. He's a big fan of it, and this kind of led and tied the whole thing together. What a grand adventure it has been this last couple of weeks, and now I got the piece of resistance to the Micro Galaxy Squadron. This thing is simply awesome. Not perfect, but definitely scratches an itch that I never did know I had about Rebels. Thanks again for watching my channel, guys. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, all the stuff down below. Thanks again for watching. And that's the Ghost review of Star Wars Micro Galaxy Squadron release. And I am so tired and still jet lagged. Probably shouldn't have done this review. May the Force be with you all, always.